Everyone has goals. Everyone has dreams. Not everyone has the opportunity to make them reality. For one high school starting quarterback Ace Navarijo, this statement became his untimely truth after enduring a Friday night high school football game that forever altered his path. Welcome to Student Spotlight, presented by Foghorn News. I'm your host, Aubrey Curran, and on this first episode, I sat down with Navarijo and heard his story.
And final regular season, they're ready to rock and roll, and this game did not disappoint. Ace Navarijo.
London's offense led by quarterback Ace Navarijo.
For Ace, it was a career night, throwing for 257 yards in the first time in his career, throwing for 4 TD passes. He also ran in for the game winner.
I wasn't sure how severe the injury was. So when they told me Ace was coming back in, I was happy, I was shocked. But I was not surprised. That's just the competitor in Ace.
I was real anxious just seeing my team without me. It was tough and everything. I was very happy that I was able to go back in and help my guys win.
My biggest dream growing up, I wanted to play in the NFL. I pursued that from when I was in elementary all the way until a senior year before football even ended. I felt that was my only way of providing back to my parents, and basically every penny that they used on me, I wanted to give back to them. And then also just football was just one of the biggest dreams for me as a little kid. So it was a win-win scenario. I was making money, and then I'm also pursuing the biggest dream I've ever won.
So it seems like football took such a big part of your life.
Yes.
Your life revolved around football.
It did, 100%.
So did you ever imagine yourself going anywhere else?
No, I didn't have a plan B. I never had plan B. And they would always tell me, Ace, it's like a 1% chance that you even, make it to, D1 at the school that you're going to. I was like, I'm going to make it. That's just what it is. And they're like, do you have a plan B? Is there anything else that you want to do? And it was just never, no, I don't have anything else. And so, that was my goal to pursue.
So talk about your life-changing moment, the moment you got injured.
I'm not going to hit y'all with the, scientific words of it, but I was running the ball, and as I was dodging a person who was coming at me this way, I lifted my leg up, and I was in the air, and then another guy placed his crown of the head into my face mask, right? I instantly flew down, and my head banged into the back of the turf. So when my head banged in the back of the turf, so we have tubes in our ears with liquid, right? And then you have crystals that sit in the back of your ear, right? And they sit in this some sort of gel. And as soon as my head slammed into the ground, those crystals launched out of the gel, which isn't supposed to happen, but it happened to me, right? The word it's called vertigo, right? So basically, if I'm standing right here and I move, the liquid in my ears are moving, right? To initiate to your brain is okay, you're moving to the left, you're moving to the right, whatever. So with those crystals in my ears, with them being out of place, I'll be sitting here and those crystals are moving the liquid, which is signaling to my brain that I'm moving. So when I'm just standing here, my brain is thinking that I'm moving. So it's the world shifts. And so the way I like to explain it to people is, imagine you're a little kid, right? And as a little kid, you're spinning in circles real fast, just trying to see everything moving fast. That's what I would see. And
so everything's constantly spinning.
It's just spinning over and over. And it would be to the point where I kind of see what's behind me as well. And that's weird to say because a lot of people don't believe that, but it is true. I was able to see the full circle going, boom, boom, boom. And so as soon as the hit happened, that started up, and I was like, okay, it's just a daze, I'm fine, right? Well, when I walk back to the huddle, I'm looking at the coach, and I can't see him. So he's giving me signals. And as the quarterback of the team, I have to give the signals back to the team. Mm-hmm. So I ended up asking the running back, dude, I can't see it. What is he saying? He goes, oh, this. So I signaled it out, and The next play, it was a pass play. I ended up throwing a pick, and then I went to the sideline. Told coach what was happening, and they actually pulled me out that game.
So, I mean, how did it feel being pulled out? Had you ever been pulled out before?
I've never been pulled out before. Honestly, what hurt me the most about it is we were losing that game. So in my eyes, it was just like I physically can't help my team pursue like this win anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm physically I'm just not in there no more. So in my eyes, it was just like that I'm letting down my team more than I'm letting down myself.
So when you were given that diagnosis later at the doctor,
Mm-hmm.
did you yet come to the terms with the fact that your football dreams might be over?
There was no doubt in my mind that I was still gonna play. As soon as I said, okay, well we need to fix it, and they were like, well, that's kind of hard. Like they were like, we can do maneuvers to make it go away, but we can't. There's no promises that it will stay away. And I was just like, well, what do we have to do to get rid of it? They said the only way to fully get rid of it is they would have to do surgery on my ears and put blockages to block the crystals. They said, but I have a good percent chance of losing my hearing. They were saying, so, I mean, unless you want to take that risk and lose your hearing, the only way is to just temporarily remove it. So when I heard that, that was just like more like, so like, I never thought like, okay, I'm done playing. It was more like, okay, I'm going to have to play through this. I'm going to have to continue to play the game and figure out a way how to see while this is going on.
So at that moment, were you willing to risk your health for the game?
100%.
Really?
I did it my whole senior year.
So your whole senior year, you played with this?
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure that took a huge toll on you mentally.
It was more, not that it took a toll on me, but it was that I didn't want to let this dream go. It was like I can't let this go, because it's like I started thinking in my head, and this is more thoughts just kind of by myself, like is this really like what I'm meant for? And so I'm real big on like Christ and faith, and so like I would pray like, God, if your plan is for me to pursue this dream, and if you gave me this dream, then why am I getting pushed away from it? Like, why am I not able to do the best of my ability to
Why
pursue
is it so
this?
hard?
Mm-hmm. And so I would say over the summer, like I continued going to camps and I continued working, but it was more that I would work on my mindset of like, no matter what's going on, like I still got to go. And like the vertigo would be going on during the summer too, and I would just practice on basically trying to focus in and see. And then I actually learned going through the different steps with it. I learned different like head positions I can put myself to make it go way faster. So when it happens, when the crystals are moving, it's, I would say, from 5 seconds to 15 seconds, right? It would happen, and then just another boom again, and then again, right? I've made it to the point where my head's put, as soon as it happens, I place my head and it would stop. So that was just different stuff that I would practice, but every time I got hit, it would get worse.
So playing with this into your senior year, I'm sure you had that realization that you couldn't go on anymore. I mean, describe that moment, how that felt.
I would say the fourth game is when I like, wow, like this is my last season. And I know it kind of sounds like real like, oh, he sounds like a girl, but I mean, it hurt me. Like I went home and cried to my mom, like, Mom, this is it. And for that being like, since I was a little kid, like growing up, like the only thing I would think about is football. And like the last year of me playing, like basically I would say small ball, and I'm about to go play at the next level. That last year, realizing like, okay, it's over. Like that was just one of the biggest things that like just hurt me, provided like so much pain and stuff.
I mean, and for that to happen your senior year, you have to make a whole different career decision, like just as you're about to graduate high school.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a kinesiology major, right? So describe your transition from football to kinesiology.
The way I saw it is, if I'm not going to play the sport, I still want to be part of it. It's my favorite sport ever. Like, there's no way I can just let this go. And so the way I see it is, if I can't play the sport because I had an injury, then I want to help people who have injuries get back into it. So what I want is, first I looked into like maybe being like a trainer for like a professional team or a college team. The money isn't really there. So I want to do that, right? And I'm going to pursue that. But if I can have like a side thing where I have my own PT school or my own PT facility, and I'm only working on athletes that basically college, high school, or at the next level of NFL, if I'm able to work on them and figure out ways to, let's say someone broke their leg and like this person can get it done in 6 months, get you back on, I want to make it 3. If I can find a way to make someone better faster and pursue their dreams that I couldn't, I feel that would just be like the greatest thing ever.
So for you, that's the next best thing.
It's a long shot because
Yeah.
I mean I wanted to play, but I would say I wanted to play, and then there's a big gap. But the next best thing is to just help someone else.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today, Ace.
Yeah, 100%. At the end of the day, I see it as it's God's plan for me. Right? His plan wasn't cut out for me to play at the next level, but I feel that He is pushing me towards helping people now, and that's what I'm going to pursue.
And I'm sure you will.
100%.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.